I know better than most what it takes to succeed at school, so believe me when I say you can make the transformation to an academic weapon within 1 week. But I didn't get into my dream university and get the best grades possible without putting in the work. So let's jump straight into a 7-day plan that will transform your academic career. On day 1, you need to schedule out the week properly, because if you don't know what you're going to be doing each day, you're not going to get the work done. This is really what I'm trying to tell you. Being an academic weapon translates to being good at exams. It's not about who's the most intelligent or the most naturally gifted, it's about who can get the most marks. Every single morning, you need to wake up knowing exactly what you want to achieve. And don't get me wrong, you don't need to make academics your entire life, but if you really want to see results for this week, you need to be putting in a bit of work every single day. So what do you need to plan? The most important thing is where you're going to study. I'll tell you right now, if you try to do this at home, it's not going to work. So you need to find a public library or a school library near you where you know every single day of the 7 weeks you can go and put the work in. Your environment shapes your actions, so you want to get into a space where everyone is studying and everyone's in that similar mind frame. This is really my secret as to how I've been able to succeed. You also want to plan out what subjects you really want to zone in on during this week. On day 2, you want to start implementing as early as possible. So if this means just going through your notes, refamiliarizing yourself, you want to get back into the swing of things, because for most of you, you probably haven't studied properly, and I mean completely focused on something, not getting distracted by your phone, for a long time. What you need to understand is that most people at school waste their time when they're studying. They'll go to the library with friends and just muck about. The top students cut out all of the distractions. On day 3, you want to start with the subjects that you enjoy the most. And this is where what I call the test note method comes in. Now that you're ready to start revising properly, you don't want to waste all your time just making notes. What you do want to know is go over topics that you've enjoyed within past papers. So print out actual practice questions on a topic that you like and answer them in bullet point form. This is how you revise most effectively. You don't need to sit there for 8 or 9 hours every day, slaving away, making notes on everything that your teachers have said. But what you do need to know is the information that will actually be useful for you in an exam. And if you can do this from memory, this is great, but if not, that's exactly how you revise. Once you've done a couple of papers using your notes, you'll then know the information that you're actually going to get asked about in an exam. Now that you're eased in, this is where the work properly starts. Still in a subject that you like, pick a topic that you find the hardest. And again, we want to use the same method. We want to complete tests in bullet point notes on that topic that you just can't get your head around, because if you have the discipline to master the hardest topics, everything else will come easy. On day 5, you want to make that switch into the subjects that you don't enjoy. Now that you've got into the swing of things, you've understand how to revise efficiently, you'll be able to tackle them with so much more ease. And this is where you'll actually begin to understand what being an academic weapon means. I mean, just picture it, you're in the library and you've just knocked out 2 or 3 hours of straight revision on a subject that you thought you hated. Don't get me wrong, I didn't enjoy all my subjects in school, but this is how I was able to get A stars in them nevertheless. And within 5 days, you're not going to recognize yourself. On day 6, have a lighter day and maybe test yourself without notes on a practice paper in timed conditions. So every time you study, you want to be thinking, am I more prepared for the exam? Because at the end of the day, that is what school boils down to. So as I mentioned, make sure your revision is always geared around past papers. That will literally be the exact paper that you're taking just a year earlier. It's day 7 and now you're an academic weapon. And what's so good about this is that you know whenever tests are coming up, you'll get out of the house and you know how to study, and you'll be able to do so efficiently. So it doesn't mean you have to study every single day for the whole year, but it means that when you do need to put in the work, you know you're prepared to.